broke up with my Italian boyfriend, and 2 weeks later he was sent to prison for fraud. I mean, we've all been there, am I right, ladies?
Because, I want only the best for this person. She was, very sweet to me. She was, we had, I think, a very nice relationship, and I don't have anything, anything bad to say.
You did not just ask me that
question.
question.
Just saying, you're like,
what a forward young man you are.
Sorry if I offended you.
You didn't at all. I'm just messing with you.
Thanks, Anne.
Seeing her try to pretend that everything is fine when it's very clear that it's not.
Easily one of the most acclaimed actors of her generation, Anne Hathaway has undeniably earned the respect of many of her peers and critics alike. On the other end of the spectrum, there have been headlines about how Hathaway is one of the least popular actors among moviegoers.
The most horrible person who's ever lived.
Given how many average people have expressed their disdain for her in the past, that begs an obvious question. Why do so many people hate Hathaway? It appears her ex-boyfriend might have some answers.
But I don't think that is something negative. When you have 25 years old,
Looking back at how Hathaway became hated, it is clear that there wasn't one factor that made many people grow to dislike her. Instead, there were several incidents where Hathaway came across as unlikable to many people for various reasons. One of them allegedly being her past relationship with a scammer.
Anne dated a con man for 4 years when she thought she was living a fairy tale.
You see, Hathaway's rise to stardom was marked by her exceptional talent, versatility, and dedication to her craft. Her journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most celebrated actresses was nothing short of inspiring. Anne Hathaway's Hollywood debut occurred in 2001 when she starred as Mia Thermopolis in The Princess Diaries. This coming-of-age film instantly won the hearts of audiences and set the stage for Hathaway's future success. Her portrayal of Mia, a teenager who discovers her royal lineage, showcased her innate acting prowess and endearing charm. The film's success paved the way for Hathaway to establish herself as a prominent actress in the entertainment industry. Following The Princess Diaries, Hathaway continued to impress audiences with her diverse roles and exceptional performances. Her ability to seamlessly transition between genres and characters was a testament to her acting prowess. In The Devil Wears Prada, she held her own alongside Meryl Streep, one of Hollywood's most revered actresses. Hathaway's performance as Andy Sachs, a young woman navigating the high-stakes world of fashion journalism, solidified her status as a leading lady in the industry. As her career soared, Hathaway took on a range of challenging roles, from the sci-fi thriller Interstellar to the epic musical Les Miserables. Her portrayal of Fantine in the latter earned her critical acclaim and an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. This achievement was a testament to her dedication to her craft and her ability to embody complex and emotionally demanding characters. Hathaway's career trajectory was marked not only by her acting talents, but also by her commitment to using her platform for meaningful causes. Her ability to balance a thriving career with a deep sense of social responsibility added depth to her public persona. With each new project, Anne Hathaway continued to expand her range and challenge herself as an actress. Her evolution from the charming Mia Thermopolis to the tragic Fantine showcased her versatility and dedication to her craft. In 2013, Howard Stern was talking about Anne Hathaway when he was interviewing James Franco. During that discussion, Stern argued that the reason why some people hated Hathaway is that she seemed so performative when she won her own Oscar. Let me sum up why people hate Anne Hathaway. First of all, she gets a speechwriter to write her speech. She's overly dramatic at these award shows. She's always out of breath. She's even acting when she's winning an award, he said. Speaking of Franco, he played a role in the tide turning against Hathaway. When Hathaway and Franco co-hosted the Oscars, it was considered the most disastrous pairing ever.
Oh my gosh, you're all real.
Wow.
This is actually happening. The rest of your life, everyone will refer to you as Academy Award winner James Franco.
What do you mean, everyone? Like, even my mom?
It was like the world's most uncomfortable blind date between the cool rocker stoner kid and the adorable theater camp cheerleader. David Wilde, one of the writers that year, said about Franco and Hathaway's monologue. Wilde also called that night an incredibly dark, significant comic event in my life. Franco and Hathaway had never hosted the Oscars or worked together before, but producers picked them to appeal to younger viewers. In any case, Hathaway received the most venom from fans after the event. Another factor that has played into the Hathaway hate in the past has been reports of her being difficult, like sending back food repeatedly. Hathaway was apparently a nightmare to deal with for an on-set chef, sending her breakfast back multiple times. Additionally, Anne Hathaway has had a few stories come out about her supposed diva behavior. In one instance, she reportedly sent a list of demands before agreeing to attend the Pink Party Gala, a cancer research charity event. According to Radar Online, an email to those working the Pink Party Gala says her team was getting really concerned that people would try to approach Hathaway for photos and autographs. It seems the email noted that the other celebrities who would be attending the event didn't make any demands like Hathaway's. One source told In Touch that everyone was asked not to talk to her. In any case, one of the incidents that made Anne Hathaway one of the least liked celebrities among her fans is her relationship with Raffaello Folieri. The story of Anne Hathaway's ex-boyfriend, Raffaello Folieri, is one of ambition, deceit, and a fall from grace. Prior to his relationship with Hathaway and the whirlwind of legal troubles that followed, Folieri was an Italian entrepreneur with grand aspirations of conquering the American dream. Yet, his path to success was beset by dubious dealings and a complex web of deceit that would ultimately crumble under the weight of its own falsehoods. The serendipitous meeting of Anne Hathaway and Raffaello Folieri transpired in early 2004, thanks to the intervention of a mutual friend. Hathaway, a budding starlet, was a youthful 21-year-old, while Folieri, the enigmatic Italian, was 25 at the time. Their love story commenced on an offbeat note when Folieri, for their inaugural date, arrived an agonizingly tardy hour behind schedule. This caused an initial rift between them, with Hathaway purportedly seething with indignation. Nevertheless, the suave Italian managed to salvage the situation, deploying a dozen roses as his peace offering. Anne Hathaway would later recount her initial encounter with Folieri, describing it as totally love at first sight in an interview. She effused, "He is so good-looking. He looks like a god." The relationship was far from flawless, yet it carried its moments of redemption. One commonality they held dear was their dedication to charitable endeavors. Hathaway had reportedly joined the board of the Folieri Foundation, a charity established by Raffaello. This association allowed them to partake in benevolent missions such as traveling to Nicaragua to administer hepatitis vaccines to underprivileged children. Hathaway raved about her boyfriend's philanthropic efforts, proclaiming, "My boyfriend is incredible in a lot of ways, but when it comes to his charity, one of the most untouted aphrodisiacs in the world is charity work. Seriously, you want a girl to be impressed, vaccinate some kids, build a house." From an external vantage point, their relationship appeared to be a bourgeois fantasy, plucked from the pages of Hollywood scripts. It exuded the aroma of Chanel No. 5 and was shrouded in the mystery of offshore accounts. During this time, they reveled in extravagant experiences such as attending the Oscars, luxuriating at the Ritz, and chartering a jaw-dropping $107,000 private jet for Oscar de la Renta's lavish New Year's Eve soiree in the Dominican Republic. However, it was the endearing, ordinary moments that endeared the couple to fans the most. During one of their numerous routine appearances on the red carpet, Hathaway and Folieri found themselves embroiled in a minor spat over a seemingly innocuous matter, Hathaway's name. The actress, known to her friends as Annie, expressed irritation when her boyfriend, amidst reporters, addressed her by her formal name, Anne. She firmly corrected him, asserting that the latter was her professional moniker and that they were not on such formal terms, before vanishing into the restroom together. In June 2008, just days before the fateful moment when Folieri, who had falsely portrayed himself as the CFO of the Vatican, was arrested and slapped with a litany of charges including fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy, Hathaway reportedly severed ties with the man she had been romantically involved with for 4 years. Remarkably, Anne Hathaway had, in a sense, terminated their relationship a mere 10 days prior to the unfolding of this seismic event. At the time of the breakup and arrest, Folieri was residing in his parents' opulent Trump Tower apartment, where his predicament piqued the curiosity of none other than Donald Trump himself. The former president, speaking candidly to Billy Bush on Access Hollywood, commented on Hathaway's perceived disloyalty, stating, "She hasn't remained very loyal to him, has she? So when he had plenty of money, she liked him, but then after that, not as good, right?" This observation cast a shadow of suspicion over Hathaway's involvement in Folieri's fraudulent activities, especially since a significant portion of the laundered funds seemed to have indirectly benefited her. Folieri was accused of bilking millions from unsuspecting investors in the United States on false pretenses and using some of the money to fund an extravagant lifestyle of high-end digs. The apartment on an upper floor of the Trump Tower cost $37,000 a month in rent, and of course, an entirely high-end girlfriend. His purported scam involved raising money to buy properties being sold by the Roman Catholic Church in the U.S. and redeveloping them for handsome profits. He was able to attract serious investors because of his claim that he had an inside track with the Vatican in Rome that would give him first refusal on the properties and the chance to buy them at steeply discounted prices. He would eventually come to describe himself as the Vatican's chief financial officer, with the ear of Pope Benedict XVI himself. The trouble with all of this, according to federal prosecutors and court documents, is that nothing he said about his ties with the Holy See was true. Folieri, boomed District Attorney Reed Brodsky in court, is a con man. He was able to con a lot of people out of a lot of money and did it over a long period of time. He was able to deceive everyone from the most sophisticated investor to the naive person. He told the court that the evidence in this case is overwhelming. According to the complaint, as much as $6 million raised by Folieri for the property portfolio instead went towards maintaining himself, his family, and Hathaway in the manner to which they had become accustomed. Prosecutors claim that in late 2005, Folieri used $107,000 of the allegedly stolen money to fly himself and Hathaway on a private jet to the Dominican Republic. There, the couple were said to have attended a party at the house of Oscar de la Renta in the company of Bill and Hillary Clinton. Folieri apparently went to some lengths to sustain the illusion of his Vatican inside track, even keeping ceremonial robes in his office. An auction supporting the victims of Folieri's crimes was made up in part by items the con man had gifted to Hathaway with misappropriated funds: $10,525 sapphire and diamond earrings, an 18-carat emerald and pearl Cartier necklace, an $8,310 topaz and diamond cuff bracelet. Messy as the media coverage was, Hathaway bounced back quickly and with a necessary dose of humor.
I broke up with my Italian boyfriend, and 2 weeks later he was sent to prison for fraud. I mean, we've all been there, am I right, ladies?
What's more, early the following year, the Les Miserables star told Ellen DeGeneres that her criteria for future suitors was simple. At this point, I would just like him to be law-abiding. There was even a silver lining to the whole debacle. The whole experience made me so much closer to my family, Hathaway admitted. I feel like I'm a better friend because I had to receive so much love in 2008, so I really understand what it is now to give it. It was really a transformative experience in a lot of good ways. Although Anne Hathaway distanced herself from Raffaello Folieri and vehemently denied any complicity in his criminal activities, the damage to her reputation had already been done. The public and the media continued to speculate about the extent of her knowledge regarding Folieri's actions. Her association with a con artist had cast a long shadow over her career and public image. Interestingly, Raffaello Folieri's life took a dramatic turn when he was sentenced to serve 4.5 years in prison, only to be released in 2012. Post-incarceration, he granted an interview to ABC News, during which he delved into Anne Hathaway's engagement to Adam Schulman, showing a remarkably gracious demeanor. He expressed his well wishes for Hathaway, saying, "I want only the best for this person," and he was full of admiration for her, describing her as very sweet. Reflecting on their past, he recalled their relationship as very nice, harboring no resentment or ill feelings towards her. He also revealed that the topic of marriage had surfaced in their discussions on several occasions, hinting at the depth of their connection. However, the fates had other plans, and their paths diverged as life led them in different directions beyond their control. Following his release from prison, Folieri faced deportation back to his home country, Italy, where rumors circulated about him working on a memoir. His journey took an unexpected turn as he embarked on a new business venture, founding Folieri Energy. In the realm of personal life, he found love once more, tying the knot with Constantina Kumuri, and the couple reportedly welcomed 2 children into their lives, a son and a daughter. Meanwhile, Anne Hathaway's love story continued to evolve as she married Adam Schulman in 2012. The couple expanded their family, welcoming 2 sons into the world, Jonathan, born in 2016, and Jack, who arrived in late 2019. Each of them, Hathaway and Folieri, found their own paths to happiness, carving out new chapters in their lives. However, in an astonishing revelation, it appears Anne Hathaway's former boyfriend has recently chosen to divulge the intricate details surrounding their unexpected breakup in 2008, a breakup that took place on the very day he found himself arrested for fraud. What's more, Hathaway allegedly cut all ties with him following his arrest, maintaining her distance even throughout his ensuing prison sentence. It's a tale that sparks curiosity and intrigue, offering a glimpse into the celebrity world's inner workings, where personal relationships can be as complex as they are fragile. In a candid interview with the Daily Mail, Raffaello Folieri delved into the fateful events that unfolded on June 24, 2008. That particular evening, Hathaway was engaged in promotional activities for a film in Los Angeles, and their conversation only hours before the arrest marked an eerie turning point in their relationship. As Folieri recollects, they engaged in a casual 10-minute phone call, discussing when Hathaway might return home. The conversation seemed mundane until, in a bittersweet fashion, Hathaway uttered her final words to him, "I love you forever," before ending the call. Little did they know that just 4 hours later, the course of their lives would be irrevocably altered. The abruptness of Hathaway's subsequent silence is truly astonishing. In a matter of hours, she shifted from professing eternal love to completely vanishing from Folieri's life. One might wonder whether her actions were chillingly cold or a testament to her unwavering commitment to distancing herself from someone ensnared in the legal system. It's important to recognize that this wasn't just any run-of-the-mill relationship. Hathaway, an Oscar-winning actress, and the Italian businessman Folieri had been an item for a substantial 4 years leading up to this unforeseen separation. Over the years, they had become a significant part of each other's lives, making Hathaway's subsequent disappearance all the more astonishing. When pressed for further clarification regarding Hathaway's disappearance, Folieri maintained his stance, emphasizing that he had never heard from her again. He suggested that Hathaway had made a calculated business decision, choosing to prioritize her career over their relationship. Despite the heartache and emotional turmoil he must have experienced, Folieri appeared to hold no grudge as he declared, "I am not bitter. You can look in my eyes. I don't have anger, but I've been hurt." The curious case of Anne Hathaway's swift exit from Raffaello Folieri's life on the day of his arrest raises a multitude of questions. The first is the extent to which celebrities, particularly those with thriving careers, are compelled to make pragmatic decisions when confronted with legal issues in their personal lives. Hathaway's swift distancing from her then-partner appears to reflect a priority shift, where career preservation takes precedence over a romantic relationship. In any case, Raffaello had this to say concerning his life. "One day I was in the Olympic Tower and the next in solitary confinement in a cell in New York. You can absolutely say I flew too close to the sun. When you're young, you try to do things quickly. I was in my 20s. I was superficial. I made mistakes. For instance, the first part of the trip to the Dominican Republic when we went to Oscar de la Renta's New Year party was business. I was meeting the Cardinal of Santo Domingo. I was wrong because I mixed business with pleasure and invited some friends. It should have been detected when the budgets were signed off, not years later when the money was already spent. But as you know, I pleaded guilty to my crime and I paid greatly for my mistakes," he said. Now Folieri has, as he said, more white hair and a few more kilos than the dark-haired god who was photographed at endless parties with Hathaway. He is now happily married to Constantina, a friend from New York who stood by him throughout his years in prison. They have homes in Milan and Athens, a 4-year-old son, Pasquale, and are expecting a daughter any day. If there's one positive that has come out of this, it's understanding you need to have the right person next to you. Someone you trust. I trusted the wrong people. Constantina came to see me throughout the 4 years. My wife is a heart person. She really cares for me, not for what I have or what I can afford. If tomorrow I decided to go and live a simple life, she would be okay with it, he said, before adding, "Now I keep my business and private assets very separate. If I charter a jet for personal use, I pay for it myself. I live the life my private resources allow me to live. I charter boats. I love sailing. There is something magical about it. You want to condemn me for that?" Today, Folieri has built a new business empire that eclipses his ambitions in those heady Hathaway days. His company, Folieri Energy, has assets including 162 petrol stations, worth more than £150 million. Meanwhile, over the years, the hate directed towards Anne Hathaway has significantly reduced, and many people actually love her now. I've always loved her. Folks were tripping on misogyny real hard with that trend. They disliked her because she seemed nice and happy and earnest. Sick, one fan commented. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.